All right, y'all, so we're back here by the tank.
Yeah.
We put this pond in. Now, for all y'all that ain't from Texas, this isn't a pond, this is a tank.
It's a tank.
All right? So if you need to store water, you build a tank.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason that it's so important, we put this pond in probably about 3 or 4 years ago. You can go back in the YouTube videos. It's probably been about 3 or 4 years ago. We strategically found the lowest part of our property by burying our John Deere tractor up to the axles. And it was a very low-lying spot.
Yeah.
So we paid some money, had them carve it out into a tank. And this perfectly catches all of the runoff. Our 5 acres here, this is literally like the low spot.
Yeah.
And it all slopes
into here.
Slopes to here.
Yeah.
And then what we did in addition to that is we ran a 4-inch PVC pipe from our gutter system off the house. So about 50% of the roof water coming off of the roof. Yeah, so we put this pond in
mm-hmm.
to capture water. And the reason that this is so important is you can read guys like Jeff Lawton, Alan Savory, or maybe even, I really enjoy John Kaiser, the natural farmer. Now he's in the Mediterranean, he's in Greece.
Yeah.
And he's doing everything with captured rainwater. But one of the biggest importance about capturing our rainwater and our runoff is to counteract the desertification that's going on through weather manipulation and monocropping. We're creating this desertification. And we're gonna do a podcast on the Fearless podcast about how they're selling the aquifers right out from under us. And there's all of this, these seemingly harmless things that from a 30,000 foot view is very diabolical and terrible, and it's destroying soil, it's destroying our infrastructure, it's destroying sustainability, and it is all part of the soft kill that Catherine Austin-Fitts talks about. But so that's why this kind of stuff is so important. So we put in a tank here 3 or 4 years ago. We've rotated our cows over here. We still have a couple horses over here.
Yep.
Your animals need water, we need water. Now, we're 45 days into a drought, no rain.
Yeah.
And yes, our pond is dropped 3 or 4 feet, but there is still water in our pond. It is going to start raining again here in the next week or two. We're into September. We're going to get back into our rainy cycle.
Yep.
However that currently goes, because these things always seem to change for whatever reason.
Yeah. Every year it's different.
But water is so important. Capturing water is so important. And that's why we put this pond in. This pond's already paid for itself probably 8 times over without having to pump water, store water, distribute water. Yeah. And then over at the ranch, what we were doing is we used a semi-trash pump to pump water out of the pond, and then we were irrigating the hayfield with it.
Yeah, and that actually worked pretty good.
It worked really good, and unfortunately they didn't video it. But
we only did it once, and we put about 600 gallons of water on it, and it perked it up pretty good. So we definitely want to keep on doing that and keep trying that out and testing it.
And it's so interesting, once again, with it, like just the concept and ideas of permaculture and regenerative farming, how something as simple as digging a hole that can hold water, and how impactful that is. Because as we capture rainwater and we create these small ecosystems, it will improve the surrounding areas. And like I said, you know, Jeff Lawton's Greening the Desert project and Alan Savory, these heroes, they've been talking about this stuff and warning about this stuff for like 20 to 40 years. And, you know, meanwhile, they, them, and those are like pumping the water right out into the ground,
out from underneath
selling
us.
it from out from underneath of us, and then simultaneously poisoning it by trying to like inject liquefied CO2. Like they're creating a food source for plants, and they're chemicalizing it and turning it into a noxious chemical, and then deep well pumping it into the ground. What could possibly go wrong? And but I just wanted to show you the pond.
Yeah.
We're 45 days in.
Yeah.
To a drought, which is nothing like last year's drought.
And it's nothing like other parts of the United States are going through right now. And even Central Texas, they haven't had rain since May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how you combat this is, you know, if more people, you know, more local people, once you understand water and why it's needed and how to use it and different things, you can, in a very real way, change your local ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. And like in the front of our property, we turned a problem into a solution because it's sloped pretty good. Because we got the main road that runs in the front of the property, and it slopes off of that down to the house. So we were having quite a bit of water run to the house. So we actually, on contour, put in 4 or 5 swales and then just deep litter mulched it all. And that front food forest is doing really, really good. All of the trees on the front food forest, all of our food forests have been doing really amazingly well. All of the trees have been doing good. They really haven't been hurting too bad.
Yeah, and in addition to that, with a deep mulch system where you're building up your soil, it creates a soil that isn't aquaphobic, right?
Yeah.
That will receive the moisture, and you have all the mycorrhiza and the fungi and the white cool powdery stuff, the internet of plant life.
Yeah.
And it's making the soil more receptive to the water and holding the water and staying damp, which in turn helps the trees to grow taller and be more drought resistant. So it is an entire system.
Yeah.
So yeah, subscribe to the Fearless Podcast. We're going to be doing a whole episode on water and what's going on with that. But I just wanted to share this with y'all today to give you a little bit more of an update of some different things going on here.
And also over at the ranch property, we've been seeing, I don't know, between our property has been doing really, really well, even through the drought, and we don't use any chemicals over there. It does have some goat weeds on it, and I'm scared to actually cut them down because I don't want to have the grass get too low in it to burn up. But it's really doing good. It's still nice and decently green, and it's not crunchy yet. So
and we made a really small modification at the ranch. For whatever reason, the previous owner had a very gigantically large spillway culvert that we removed. We dammed that up. We created just a natural side spillway, and we increased the volume
by 3 feet.
Yeah, we increased the entire elevation of the pond by 3 feet.
Yeah.
And so the amount of cubic...
And it's a 3/4 of an acre lake.
Yeah.
So I mean, our tank.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't be lake. But
yeah, we're catching...
Big. Yeah.
We probably doubled the containment size, which,
yeah.
you know, with the more cows we add over there, it's just going to be able to facilitate more animals.
And the really bad drought that we had a year ago, last year, it was like it was nothing going through that, literally. Yeah, and this didn't even hurt it.
And this year it's been great. So these are all just little tips and tricks. And so if you have the acreage and the square footage, you do need to consider putting in a pond.
Yeah, capturing your own water.
And then, you know, and then if you have purification systems, whether it's life straws or different kind of brick systems, stackable systems, or Berkeys or what have you, in a worst case scenario, you could also draw water as long as you filter it. You can drink it from out here.
Yeah.
And
which is really cool.
Water is very necessary for life.
It really is, and that's why they're attacking it. But we're not going to get into that in today's video. We're going to get into why they're attacking our water on the Fearless Podcast. Go subscribe over there. And we're on all of the pod players.
Yeah, so on all the pod players.
Yep, so. All right. Love y'all so much. Go check out TheTexasBoys.com. Remember that there are still a couple cows available. If you want some fresh grass-fed, grass-finished beef, go over there, and also pork. So for local pickup in the Northeast Texas area, and all the goodies over there that we have: honey, coffee, teas, and yeah. So that's it for today's video, and we'll see y'all next time.
See y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.